Hi everyone, this is Gene from NYC again, and the picture here on this bundle of sunshine with a smirk on his face should give you an idea of what this video is going to be about. I'm going to give my thoughts on the ProJared scandal, and oh, what a scandal it is. For those who don't know, ProJared apparently is some sort of gaming YouTuber. I'm not familiar with his work. Apparently he reviews retro games and whatnot. The reason why he's in a bit of hot water is because he's going through a very messy public divorce at the moment. He stated on his Twitter that he and his wife were getting a divorce, and then the wife clapped back on Twitter stating that she didn't know anything about this post he had made about their divorce, or their impending divorce, because of the fact that he had her blocked. Now, I don't usually care about the marital stuff. I think that should be handled privately. But the most concerning part about this, I'm not going to touch on the marriage stuff too much because, again, when there is marriage, there's always a possibility of infidelity. And sadly, I can't say that infidelity is necessarily surprising anymore. I don't like it. Right? I don't like the fact that he cheated and there's a strong possibility she cheated and all this other stuff. But I don't care about that drama. The reason I'm covering this, the reason I'm making a video about it is because apparently Jared, it's allegations at the moment, but these allegations seem to be coming true and coming to light, is that Jared was having improper communications with minors, with teenagers around the age of 15, 16 years old. In particular, apparently he at one point on Tumblr had a Tumblr blog where he would tell people to send nudes, and his wife was aware of this. His wife admits to knowing about it, and that at first it was supposed to be just for consenting adults, and then it was something that got out of control, and she claims that she was basically, at least from what I've heard, that she was emotionally manipulated by it. I think if you want more details about it, there's other videos covering it. There's Clownfish TV. They did a video on it. There's Review Tech USA did a video on it. It's a Gundam did a video on it. The Quartering, No BS, right? So plenty of the channels have covered this. So if you wanted more nuanced and detailed understanding, I would say to check those out. But the allegations against Jared are serious, and the allegations seem to be true. There's an allegation from a trans man, right, who at the time when this man and Jared were speaking, the man said that they were 16, and of course this was pre-transition, so biologically they would have been female. And apparently this person sent Jared nudes. Apparently, from what they described, they had the picture they took was with their arms across their breasts, so they were hiding the nipples and everything. But apparently, this person who says that they told Jared in the picture, I guess in a caption or whatnot, that they were only 16, right? Sent this picture to him on this blog where apparently ProJared was soliciting nudes, apparently from everybody, but still there seemed to be no age limit or any way to enforce an age limit. And apparently this teenage girl at the time, again, I mean no disrespect in saying that, but I'm just trying to be objective and truthful about the situations. I understand it. This person was 16 and this was pre-transition, so they would have been a 16-year-old girl at that point in time. And was communicating back and forth with Jared over several months according to their account, and eventually sent more nude photos, ones that were fully nude, completely nude, and apparently Jared sent nudes back showing off his penis and whatnot. And apparently their conversations were very sexual. This person's friend also verifies this and says that they had a very similar experience. And something that I want to emphasize is that all the channels that I've watched and all the news reports that I've seen seem to verify that indeed that there are receipts, that there is proof. This is not, for example, like the Vic Mignogna situation where people are just telling tall tales and not providing any proof, or trying to run people away when they ask for proof. From what I'm hearing and from what I'm reading, these individuals who are alleging that they were having these very inappropriate communications with ProJared apparently also have pictures. Again, there seems to be in this case there seems to be actual receipts. Now, I want to be clear. Jared's conduct is grossly inappropriate. It's especially inappropriate because he was communicating in this very sexual way with teenagers, right? But what concerns me about this is that this is just very predatory in nature. It doesn't matter whether the person sending him the nudes is 16 or 56. How crazy and dumb do you have to be to solicit nudes on the internet? Especially, and he and his wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, can claim it was just supposed to be body positive or just supposed to be for consenting adults only. You have no viable way, unless you plan to use E-Verify. You have no way of verifying that any of the people sending you these pictures are telling you the truth about their age. And he knows that he has a very young audience, right? People in general will do things when they are desperate for attention and for acknowledgement. But they will especially do dumb things and questionable things when they are teenagers and they are looking for validation, especially from an older adult figure that they admire. What he did, even though to my knowledge, from what I'm hearing, he didn't have any actual sexual contact with these kids, for which I am eternally glad. But regardless, to do this, to ask people, and knowing you have a young audience, to go on the internet and to ask people to send you nudes, and then for you to send nude pictures back, is not only crazy and predatory and disgusting and unbalanced, it's also flippin' dumb. I swear, people, if you never listen to me about anything else, please listen to me here. If there are two things you should never, ever, 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 ever do with something that can record your voice, that can record your face, take a pic, anything, with any sort of recording device, there are two things you should never do. Never make a sex tape, and never send nudes. Never request them, and never send them. How dumb do you have to be to do something like this? He was waiting to get in trouble. And I blame his wife too, because she acknowledges that she knew. And apparently up until now, she didn't tell anybody. Now, I will give somewhat, I wouldn't call it a pass, but I will give the possibility that perhaps she was being emotionally manipulated by him. But that does not, in my opinion, absolve her of her responsibility or her guilt in this matter, because the only reason, from what I can tell, she has come forward about knowing about what he was doing, at least up to a point. She says that there was a Snapchat he opened that she wasn't aware of, but for a good chunk of this, especially with the nudes, she even claims at one point that they would look at the nudes together and judge them, or apparently he shared the nudes with her, and she would give a positive reaction, like give him a high five or whatnot. That's just plain disgusting, and that's just plain weird and predatory, regardless of the age of the prey in this. I can't wrap my head around it. Alright, aside from the fact that he, of course, now makes other YouTubers, especially those who were affiliated with him, look bad, and now they have to, disassociate because they now have to worry about their own brands. Right? This is just so disturbing. right? Another thing that some people have been saying is that he might be guilty of child pornography because of the fact that it was teenagers sending him nudes. I am not going to go so far as to say that he's guilty of child porn, not yet, because that is something for the police to decide. Plus, there's the definition of child pornography. What makes pornography? Pornography isn't just the nudity factor; it's the graphic sexual acts. I haven't heard anybody say as of yet that they were asked to do or perform or did perform graphic sexual acts on themselves or on other people or on him. So I'm not going to go and say that, he's in possession of child porn. He might be. I'm not going to say the possibility is totally out there. Or rather, that it's totally non-existent. He could be. Again, I don't know quite what the legal definition of child pornography is. I would imagine that it would have to deal with, again, graphic sexual acts, the depiction of graphic sexual acts using minors. So I'm not quite sure that, again, suggestive photos quite reach that. But regardless, he's definitely guilty of something. Maybe the corruption of a minor. I don't know. But he's definitely guilty of something. He's guilty morally, and I think somewhere he's guilty legally. Someone just has to actually file a damn lawsuit. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the matter. This dude is a first class creep and predator. And again, as a piece of advice, regardless of what age you are, don't send nudes. Don't request nudes. Don't use a recording device to make a sex tape or anything like that. Those type of things will always, 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 always come back to bite you in the end in some fashion. But yeah, this guy can rock, right? And that's pretty much all I have to say on it. The dude is a creeper. He's not a creeper just because he cheated on his wife. I mean, that's bad enough. But this, the some are saying potential grooming, right? Again, it could rise to the level of child porn. May not, but it could. But regardless of how you rank this was grossly inappropriate interaction with not just his fan base, right? But with minors, with teenagers. Okay, I understand that a lot of men are attracted to, older teens. I get that. Okay, adult-teen relationships have been a part of various societies in ancient times and in different cultures and religions for a long, long, long time. I get all that. But those days are over. You can't go doing what this guy did. It is dumb, it is creepy, it is sleazy. It's a no. So yeah. And one more thing. There are some people comparing this for some reason to the Vic Mignogna situation. Yeah, outside of the fact that it's involving men with a very young fan base, there's nothing really similar. The accusations against Vic keep falling apart. All that Vic is possibly guilty of is being overly affectionate and being very huggy, which makes sense given that he's Christian and Italian. If you know anything about Christians and Italians, you know that they are very physically affectionate peoples. But outside of the fact that he may have made somebody may have unknowingly made somebody uncomfortable with a hug. Which again, no one has come out and said as of yet that Vic hugged them and they secretly didn't like it. Every time someone tries to make an accusation of Vic creeping on a girl, the very girl who is supposedly the victim speaks out and says, "No, that was fine. I was quite happy with the experience." So yeah, again, outside of being males that have a very young fan base, I don't see where this is similar. Everything that comes up against Vic gets proven false. So far, everything that's coming up against ProJared seems sadly to be proven right. So, again, yeah, don't really see what the similarities are outside of being male and having a fan base. These two are not the same by a long shot outside of those two very surface similarities. So, yeah, let's not compare the two. Vic is a man who's had his career taken from him unjustly. Everything that ProJared and his soon-to-be ex-wife are going through, they brought upon themselves by being creepers and being predators. So anyway, again, finally at last, that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you around. Bye-bye.